Well, number one would be the crime we have in this area. You can look on the news every night and somebody's being shot, somebody's being possibly kidnapped. We're going to have to support our sheriff's department. And as we grow larger, crime's only going to increase. We have drug trafficking, we have human trafficking, we have cartels that are here, and we're going to have to help Sheriff Rowe. The number one thing that we're responsible for as county commissioners is the public safety. So we've got to help Kelly Rowe do his job.
We're a county, we have right at $175 million budget, and we have 304,000 people here in Lubbock County. So, the growth of our county is going to be the main concern of it, and how we handle that growth. Infrastructure is going to be a big part of that. We have to make sure if we want to have economic development in Lubbock, we got to have the infrastructure there. That's going to be a big component into these things that we're going to have to look at over the next 4 years. We've got Woodrow Road, we've got Loop 88. Those are things that the county commissioners, that is our direct responsibility. We're the ones that have to worry about that. And that's one of the things, our county roads and stuff, we've got to be able to maintain those in a better and a more timely manner than we have and stuff like that. And just having someone there that's going to be there full time, that knows this job is going to be a full-time position, and that's something that, I'm going to take this job very seriously, and I'm going to be there as a full-time commissioner.
Well, one of the things I'm concerned about is with our Tyler Technologies that it's just been brought in. It's going to cost us roughly $7 million to do the changeover. But what the county commissioners are not telling people is they don't own the files. KeyCorp owns the files. So we don't even know what it's going to cost to do the transition from KeyCorp to Tyler Technologies. So when it comes to the budget, that's something we're going to have to budget for, and nobody knows the number for yet. So that's my main concern with the budget.
This last election, during the Republican primary, the raises was a big issue. That's something that I do feel like that we probably don't need to be making that much money. I mean, the county commissioners make around $81,000 with a $4,800 car allowance, which makes it about $86,000. I want to propose that we take our salaries back down to $72,000, and even if we don't pass something like that, I will only take $72,000. Salary and stuff. So I think that's being, coming right on the budget and stuff like that. I've got to walk the walk and talk the talk, and that's something I want to do right off. That I can make a living in Lubbock, Texas on $72,000. If you can't, then you need to go either move somewhere else or find another job.
Well, if it's going to be growth as far as like a subdivision, each person that owns a subdivision, they're going to have to be responsible for their own pavement out there. The county does not do that type of pavement. From building my own aquatic center, I had to provide my own roads, my own curb and guttering, my own my own engineering, and so they're going to have to be responsible for that. When it comes to upkeep of county roads, we've got a lot of problems out there. A lot of our county roads have been turned into actually canals where we have bar ditches that are over 5 feet tall. I don't know whose decision it was to do that, but that's something that's going to have to be addressed. And the previous question that was asked about our budget, if we don't know what kind of budget we're going to be having with this buyout of KeyCorp to get in Tyler Technologies, I'm not going to be the county commissioner to raise property taxes to fix the roads. We're going to cut line item budgets out of their budget. We're not going to raise property taxes.
I mean, that's something, that we're just going to have to look at in our budgets and stuff that we have to. What I've heard, we went from a system where the money was split 4 ways about 10 years ago, which each commissioner got a certain amount of budget and stuff, that we consolidated that all into one road and maintenance office and stuff. And I think that's wise because, as we all know, a lot of this growth is in Southwest Lubbock and stuff like that. So there's a lot more funds that are being used in that area because of the growth of all the development and stuff that's going there. But it's just something that we've got to sit down and try to figure out that we got to get some more money into the road and maintenance deal to where we can get some more road graders and get some more people trained, because like I said, that's one of the big issues I've seen in this campaign, that people are just saying our roads hadn't been maintained properly, and that's something we've got to really make sure we do.
One of the things, and I've discussed this with our district attorney's office, the civil division, is we got to have more openness to our county government. We have a lot of different committees. A lot of people don't know who's on these committees or what they're even talking about. So we need to have more exposure to these committees. Who's on them? What are they talking about? And how can more people get involved on it? Now, if you do your own research, and it takes a little bit of research, and sometimes you have to use the Freedom of Information Act to get these things, it needs to be easier to where you know what's being done in the county. I mean, we have an executive committee, we have a budget committee, we have a road committee, and a lot of people don't even know we have all these committees. And that's something we're going to have to be more open to, and I want to encourage the voters of Lubbock County to get involved. The only way we're going to have good government is if people get involved and speak what they believe in their heart.
I think we are on the right course. I mean, there's lots of debate about, some of the commissioners and stuff and the things they've done and everything, but I think this has been a good commissioner's court, and they've done the good thing to keep things. I think Loop 88 is a perfect example that we've been putting back money for Loop 88 for years and stuff like that. We have that reserve that's been being put back, and there's been money putting back in that, and that's the reserve takes care of things like the portion that we have to pay for Loop 88. That's $1.5 million a year here for the next few years. And also, like we just run into a situation where we're having to get rid of KeyCorp, our IT situation and stuff, and bring in a new software group, and that was another thing where that reserve money came in to be able to take care of that. And I think the county commissioners have really done a good job at keeping that, and that's something I want to keep and maintain too.
Well, there's three things. First of all, I'm a business owner. I've successfully grown 2 businesses right here in Lubbock County. Next, I come from it from the standpoint of a blue-collar worker. I built it from the ground up, did it with my own 2 hands and the grace of God and a terrific wife. And then I'm just somebody that's going to not be a politician. I didn't do this to be in politics. I did this to have better county government.
Like I said, I've had a 40-year record of being involved in the community and being involved as an activist and someone who's, been involved in our government stuff. I've voted in every election since 1982, primaries and the general elections and stuff. And we're talking, the off years and the presidential years. I've been very involved in politics for the last 20 years here inside in Lubbock County and also down in Travis County after I moved to Austin and worked at the Capitol. This is something government, I'm a person that believes in government. I believe government can do good, and we need to have people at the courthouse that has that philosophy. We can make things work if we sit down together and reason together.